So it's time to talk to, and I'm trying to do the whole, talky thing about mental health. Now, I've done 2 videos already a minute ago. You don't have to watch them in order, they're completely separate topics. So topic number 3, or diagnosis number 3, anxiety. And I bet you're all now sort of thinking, what? You're literally talking on YouTube right now, and you've been on the radio and the TV, and bloody hell, you post pretty much every day on Instagram. How can you possibly have anxiety? That right there is one of the myths that I would like very much to sort of remove. Someone with anxiety, it doesn't mean that you just sort of hide away in your own house and never leave and never do anything because you're absolutely terrified of the entire world. I mean, granted, yes, I am pretty much terrified of a lot of the world. I overthink everything. Anything that happens, my brain will jump automatically to the worst possible outcome. For example, I don't know. Say someone was meant to text me at 3 o'clock, and now it's 3:15, and they've not texted, they've not rung, had no contact at all. Rather than just thinking, now they've probably lost track of time, or the phone battery might have gone, or any reasonable thing. Now my brain will go, they're dead. They're dead, the rest of the car, they're dead. And I won't be able to logic out of that. I will be able to try. I'll be able to be like, no, that's ridiculous. It's more reasonable for this or that or the other. No, my brain will be stuck. It will be stuck on that track. They are dead. And I will not be able to get that out of my head until they contact me. And this sometimes results in ridiculous behaviours such as ringing them over and over and over and over and over and over again until they answer. And I am very sure that I annoy pretty much everyone with that, and I am very sorry if I've ever annoyed you with it. So yeah, that's the sort of thing that happens. Or, I don't know, say I see on Facebook that a couple of friends have met up in town. Now, rather than thinking that, oh, maybe they just happened to be in town at the same time and they bumped into each other, or thinking that maybe they've gone for a specific reason, my first thought will be, they didn't invite me, they'll hate me. So basically, my brain catastrophizes. Now, along with this, I have panic attacks. A panic attack is a terrible experience. I've got asthma, and I would compare a panic attack to an asthma attack that's less visible. It's like you can't breathe. It's like you can't communicate. You physically can't get the words from your head to your mouth. And it is a horrible feeling. You can't let anyone know what's happening. No one knows what's going on. Your thoughts are racing. You can't quite capture them. It's just... And everyone experiences them slightly differently. I mean, some people are a case of they can't breathe and they collapse on the floor. For me, it's more, I can't react to anything that's going on around me. I freeze. Or, on the other hand, sometimes I can catch it early, in which case, without saying anything, without letting anyone know, I will leave. I will leave the room, I'll leave the situation, I will be gone. And no one will have any idea what's going on. But it's because I'm about to have a panic attack, and it happens a lot in social situations. In part because in social situations, I'm always so convinced that I'm going to embarrass myself, I am going to do something wrong, and as again, my brain catastrophizes, and it goes on and on and on and on, and gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and you can't ignore it when it's your own brain shouting at you. So that's my experience of anxiety. There's a few more bits to it as well, like I'll avoid situations because I'm worried I'll have a panic attack. It's far easier, this whole virtual thing, than it is face-to-face. Social distancing has been brilliant because I absolutely hate getting too close to people. I start feeling quite trapped. But that's another part of it as well. I feel very trapped in situations. I don't like... It's difficult at work, to be honest, because I've got to be there at X time till X time, and I'll start feeling trapped, and I'll start having panic attacks because I can't go outside. Try explaining that to a boss. Very difficult. You're not going to get given extra breaks just because you've got anxiety as a general rule. Driving, I found that difficult because, I find it driving. I can drive. But when there's other cars on the road, I start getting obsessed with what they might do or what they might do. Basically, my form of anxiety is I think too much and my brain is a troll. I'm on medication. I've been in and out of sort of different types of therapy. It's more under control than it used to be, but it's still there. and quite possibly will always still be there. So there we go. That is my experience of anxiety. Other people have had a different one, but I thought maybe by letting you know how it is for me, it might help people to realise that the stereotypical idea of it just being someone who retreats from the entire world and is scared of everything isn't quite right. I mean, I have it, and I'm here talking to you right now. I say here. I'm virtually talking to you right now. I've been on the radio this morning, live. So, yeah, just because someone's got anxiety doesn't mean that they can't do anything. It doesn't mean they completely withdraw from society. It just means that things are maybe a little bit harder to do, and that sometimes they might need a little bit of reassurance, and you might have to be patient with them if they start ringing you a million times.